do the whole thing and really feel that power of God in your body and your voice. This is modeled after the Dennerlein meditation. So breathing in anything that might feel uncomfortable, and then just breathing out on a smile. All that's good. So recognizing maybe what you don't want, taking that in and meeting it, and then exhaling, all is well. Deep breath. And out. Continue to do that through the voice. Deep breath. Breathe in the pain. Breathe on out the love. Let my heart be a place where this world is changed forever. Breathe in the pain. Breathe on out the love. Let my heart be a place where this world is changed forever. There is a way my spirit can pray for the peace of everyone. With every breath I take, Out through the mouth.
Welcome. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opening. Thank you. We have a wonderful service for you today, and we're so glad you're here with us, both in the room and on Zoom. Wherever you are on your spiritual paths, we welcome you. Let's read our mission vision statement together. We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Please look at the screens after the service. The announcements are up there. You can also see them and read them on your e-news. If you haven't signed up for it yet, please feel free to sign up at the back counter. We'd love to share all the wonderful classes and events that are going on here. Today, we have some beautiful flowers from Shirley in memory of her mother. Thank you so much, Shirley. We honor her passing and her resurrection. Is there anyone who's here for the very first time today? Because we have a gift for you if you are. Well, if you change your mind, it's in the back of the room. And our person who is on the table today is Dave, one of our practitioners in training. He's holding the high watch back there. He's sitting next to those little welcome packets who will give you more information about our organization and what we believe. And he will be holding the high watch throughout the service and available to point you to someone who is a licensed practitioner. We're all sitting up here today, except for Reverend Steve. And we would do a minute miracle prayer with you. We're always honored to do that after the service. So Dave will help you find us after the service. And meanwhile, he's holding that high watch for a beautiful service. Thank you, Dave. Be sure and check your cell phone now and make sure it's turned off or at least on vibrate. Please, all the little beeps and noises. I know that God is calling, but let's do the service first. Let's please stand and sing together, We Are One.
We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deborah Perdue, and I'm one of the licensed practitioners here. And I'm honored to serve as a podium practitioner today, along with our other practitioners, Bucky Dennerlein, Janet Moret, Jamaica Wallace, who is back with us, and Janis Garibay. Now we have one more practitioner, Paula Peterson, and she may be on Zoom today. Her son was able to get a liver transplant in Portland, and she's been with him, and she'll be with him for the next couple months as he heals. So later we'll be reading a demonstration from Paula about that. Today Bucky already said who our table practitioner is, who is Dave. So we skipped that. She talked about all that. Okay. Let's remain seated as we sing I Am Love. To say that this is called the Power of Prayer Practitioner Sunday, and what we're going to do is share our own demonstrations in our lives, some of them, because there's been many, and then ask congregants to also speak their demonstrations. We just ask you to keep it to a couple minutes, and there's more about that, but I wanted to let you know what the overall theme is, and Reverend Steve is having a vacation, which he deserves while we do this. And so, Janis Garibay is going to do a reading by Ernest Holmes from this thing called You, and we'll take a moment of silence to reflect upon it, and then Heather will sing a special song for us.
Hi everybody, I'm Janis Garibay, and it is my honor and privilege to be here today, and welcome everyone on Zoom as well. So this is, like she just said, out of the same called You by Ernest Holmes. Any method that leads to conviction will produce results. Stop arguing, learn to believe, stop debating, learn to accept. Stop looking for an authority outside your own conviction. This calls for complete confidence in the law and an equal confidence in yourself. If you wish to be healed, you must expect to be made whole. If you wish freedom, you must no longer think bondage. Bondage and freedom are but two ways of using one law. If you spend all your time saying, I'm poor, I'm weak, sick, miserable, and unhappy, you will attract poverty, weakness, sickness, and unhappiness. Use your intellect, imagination, and feeling for the purpose of seeing and sensing freedom instead of bondage, joy instead of unhappiness, plenty instead of want, and health in place of disease. The very denial of your good keeps that good from you reversing this process. Through affirmation, you will bring about the good you desire. Open the gates of your consciousness to the divine presence, and you will be flooded with light. Consciously commune with the Spirit, and you will receive a direct answer. This answer will always fit your individuality, because you are life, individualized. No one can take your place. There is neither competition nor monopoly in spirit. Coming daily to the supreme source of being for inspiration and guidance, you will receive a new influx of life, always fitted to your need. Communing with the Spirit, you receive inspiration, you acquire confidence and faith, you rest in peace, and you are poised. From this spiritual consciousness, your word becomes the law unto that thing whereunto it is spoken. It is acted upon by the law of life. Your authority is not one of egotism or arrogance. It is the authority which comes when one's consciousness is in tune with the infinite. Practice the presence of the Spirit until your whole being is flooded with light. The prayer of power is an affirmation so completely given and believed in that there is no longer any conscious or subconscious denial of it. When your prayer or treatment arrives at a complete acceptance, it will be answered. Enter the closet of your mind, close the door, and speak with complete authority. You are one with an infinite presence which can inspire, one with a universal law which can execute. So, say with me these words, or no, don't say them, just listen and then contemplate after. There's too many. Sorry. I'm just reading what it says there. Say, and I do say these words and contemplate these prayers when I do the readings, they're very special. So here's one of them. There is nothing in me that hinders the Spirit from manifesting itself through me in joy, happiness, and peace. It is the law of my life that wherever I go, I shall meet with joy, with love, friendship, gratitude, compensation, with a complete opportunity for the expression of every talent and ability I possess. Every door is open. Nothing can go forth from me but goodness, truth, love, kindness. Therefore, nothing less than goodness can come back to me. We'll go ahead and take a few moments to contemplate that. Return to the room gently. Bring your awareness back into this room. Open your eyes when you're ready. And enjoy this next segment here. We have special music by Heather. Thank you.
So as I was tuning into this, the power of prayer, I was thinking, all right, to really work, we really do have to feel connected to that source that Janis was saying, and not separate. And the song I want to share with you is over 20 years old, and it's called Dancing with the Angel, and it came from a really visceral experience I had. It was a meditation, and I was playing with the breathing hands, and all of a sudden my hands started moving by themselves, and it was this magical feeling, such a powerful feeling. I could stop them if I wanted, but it felt like it was me and not me at the same time, and it felt like a real transmission of that God source. And so this song came from it, and it's on the CD. I brought a few with me, and it's also available digitally. And you enjoy this and feel the magic. Maybe even move your own hands. Release my mind, deepen the breath, and open my heart to receive. heart knows that I'm not dancing alone, as I remember what it's like to believe that I'm dancing with an angel. She's leading me, but my hands know they are free. Dancing with the angel, now I can see that the dance is starting in me. Yeah, the dance is starting in me. This is somewhere outside and somewhere in here. And that someone to find is me. Is there something more to seek, or something more to be? Or the memory says it's alright here. And now I'm dancing with an angel, she's leading me. But my hands know they are free. Dancing with the angel, now I can see that the dance is starting in me. I'm dancing with an angel, she's leading me. But my hands know they are free. Dancing with the angel, now I can see that the dance is starting in me. Yeah, the dance is starting in me. Yeah, the dance is starting in me.
So beautiful, thank you. My name is Jamaica Wallace, and I am a practitioner here, gratefully to be. As most of you know, yet new congregants may not, practitioners are the healing arm of our center. Our main job is to pray with and for you. We are dedicated to your confidentiality. We have taken several years of Science of Mind classes to become licensed practitioners. We also teach classes and workshops here at our center. And if you haven't read it yet, there's more information on the golden sheet in the seat back in front of you, along with all of our phone numbers. And this morning I would like to start with reading something from Ernest Holmes out of The Spiritual Awareness. Conviction, the basic ingredient of faith. We should seek to acquire the conviction that the spiritual treatments we give are the presence, the power, the activity, and the law of the divine spirit in our experience. Doubts are our ability to use the law, are themes of thought which can be changed. Having confidence in our ability to use the law and using it daily for specific purposes, gradually we build up an unshakable faith in the possibility of demonstrating it. Therefore, I know the action of the law of mind is available, and I know how to use it. I know that I shall obtain definite results through its use. I realize that my word is the presence, the power, and the activity of the living spirit working in me and through me. In everything, I see the one activity, the activity of God. I know that there is nothing in me that can deny this activity or limit its flow through me to the accomplishment of every good purpose. My business is God's business. God's business is my business. The divine partnership cannot fate to produce good results. I am prospered and blessed, and everyone whom I contact is blessed and prospered. In complete reliance on the law and with absolute conviction that my word does accomplish, I lay aside all doubt, and I know that today peace, joy, and happiness are mine. I'd like to invite Deborah.
So as I mentioned, today is a very special day. We're going to focus on hearing demonstrations of prayers, which are stories of prayers answered in beautiful and sometimes miraculous ways, shared by each practitioner first. And after you hear from our practitioners, then we will invite those who feel called to share demonstrations they have experienced in their own life. Our way of affirmative prayer is deeply powerful and life-changing, and this service will celebrate the many ways Spirit lovingly responds to us. First up is Bucky. I was called you Bucky.
I'm sure that you've probably heard the term the law. In our philosophy, not in our government, but in our philosophy, the way we approach life. Ernest Holmes wrote about this law, being that invisible force that always says, yes. Yes, my beloved. I've had a lot of opportunities. I know the rest of you have had a lot of opportunities because life is full of opportunities to grow, to lean into that edge, to say, yeah, I got a challenge here. I'm a little shaky. I'm a lot shaky. All those things. I know everyone. If you're a human being, you're going to have challenges. Well, one of my challenges was when, to my wonderment, not having any suspicion whatsoever, a couple nudges thinking, well, maybe I'm a little tired, maybe that 12,000 foot elevation was really affecting me more than it was affecting Chip as we huffed and puffed our way up in the Rockies in the fall. But then I started, was kind of tired. Go to the eye doctor and he says, you know, we're going to do your cataracts tomorrow, but I'm going to listen to your heart first today, just in preparation, make sure everything's okay. He says, oh, you have a heart murmur. Did you know that? And I went, what? You've got to be kidding me. I'm fit as a fiddle. Come on, I just was up in the mountains. I got a little winded, but he said, well, you know, I don't know if it always manifested in a lot of outward ways, but you should get it checked out. So we did the eye surgeries, have the cataracts anymore, and get to the doctor, and she said, oh, let's just do all the tests. Well, we did all the tests. I got on the stress thing, you know, I did the thing, and they listened to the monitor, and they pumped some stuff up through my veins to make sure I didn't have blockage, and they said, no blockages, that's the good news. The little challenging part is that your heart's working at about 80%. You got a valve in there that's leaky, backflows. I said, what? He said, yeah, it doesn't push the blood out of your heart all the way to the rest of your body. I said, oh, maybe that's why I get a little more tired. Maybe, I just thought it was winter and I was kind of doing my beard and hibernation kind of thing. He said, no, actually, your heart is not working and it needs to be fixed. Have you ever been told that they're going to stop your heart and keep you on life support?
I said, well, you gotta be kidding me. You're not really gonna do that. He said, yeah, and you could die. I said, wow, thanks for the good news. So what this did for me was not only give me a repaired mitral valve, but it gave me that kick in the butt to get my power prayer moving, grooving, activating in my life. And may I tell you, I went into meditation. I did affirmations with this wonderful, wonderful program that a woman developed about going into surgeries and going through the healing, the visualizations I did, the affirmations she led me through. I did them daily, 4 or 5 times. I just sit there with just, okay, I'm in the zone. I am getting the message that prayer is what I need. Yeah, I need a scalpel and I need things poked in my body in different places to get to my heart, but I really got to go right into, what is this all about, Bucky? What is this really all about? It's truly about the power of prayer. I highly recommend affirmations to back up your prayer work. It is a wonderful, wonderful way to kind of just get you into that groove. And use the law. It always says yes, no matter how grim it might look. There is a way. And I'm so grateful for my training as a practitioner. All those classes I took, I continue to take them. I continue to study and read. Prayer is part of my very existence. And I encourage each one of you to look into that. It is just a gift that is ready to give to us. Every day, in every way, no matter what the challenge is. And all of us are going to have them. So it's a matter of choice. So I choose prayer. I choose life. I choose this wonderful healing presence that I know is here for each and every single one of us. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Janet Moret. Most of you know me. So, there are many occasions I can share with you regarding how receiving prayer has demonstrated in my life. Many. At the time of this incident that I'm going to share with you, I was a fairly new CSL, GP CSL, and SOM philosophy was new to me, and I had very little knowledge about how to drink and receiving prayer. And what can a prayer do for me? Huh? As I wind up on the ground, flat on my face, I've learned differently. I was a hiker for a number of years and joined friends with our dogs daily to discover the magnificent trails around the Moret. The valley is filled with a variety of trails and degrees of intensity to choose from. We are blessed in this valley. One morning about 12 years ago, One morning about 12 years ago, we were 5 walkers, 8 or 9 dogs, and a glorious Sunday morning where we were going to begin our journey at the White Horse Park, which is a little bit out of town. It was one of our favorite places to hike. So this time, my friend Tony, who most of you know, a lot of you know, brought her daughter's dog along, who was a young, sweet shepherd mix. And then among those of us that walked regularly, we had a young, vibrant standard poodle. So when the poodle met the Chinese dog, they just fell in love. We were at the edge of a meadow, and they took off. We were gone. If any of you know White Horse, you have to walk a little bit before you can get in to the trail. So when the dogs turned around and saw us moving from where we were, the other end, to go to the edge of the trail, they came running back like bats out of the hill. Woo! Woo! And one will clip me in the back of the knee. And I went in. And Tony came over to me and she said, "Are you okay?" "Oh yeah, I just sprained my ankles. Just help me up and I'll walk it off." Well, I didn't just sprain my ankle. And it was such a surprise to me. And one friend who was a little bit anxious about what had just happened. And, "Oh my God, how was she going to get home? How was I going to get home?" I said, "Be calm, be calm." Took our dogs and put them in their respective vehicles, and then we called 911. And it felt like an eternity. Well, anyhow, so when Tony tried to lift me up, I went down. I had no strength. I couldn't move my leg or my hip, which was broken. So we called 911, and lo and behold, it felt like an eternity before the paramedics arrived. And then coming down the trail were two paramedics with this contraption, which looks like a wheelbarrow with a big inner tube in the front. So they could maneuver on the trail. I mean, there's no way they could get their ambulance back then. So that's what happened. And so one of the paramedics came over to me and said, "How are you?" And I said, "Fine, I just sprained my ankle." And he said, "Ma'am, look at your foot. Do you see your leg is like this and your foot is like that? You broke your hip." So they loaded me on this gurney very gently, and they wheeled me to their ambulance on this kind of path that went back to where we parked our vehicles and where the ambulance was. Excuse me. This was my first broken bone. This was my first surgery. And all this was entirely new to me. I was dumbfounded. I had fallen before, but I never hurt myself. Now comes the demonstration, which is why we're here today. The hospital staff, the doctors, everyone I encountered were just magnificent. And my prayer partner of the time began praying, asking for prayer. I still get a little emotional about this. I'm walking because of prayer. I am walking because of continued prayer. I cannot express how powerful prayer is. It is miraculous. It's miraculous how, for me especially, that it turned me around and allowed me to not become a victim. And so often when we have an accident that surprises us, puts us out of commission for a while, we become the victim. Oh, why did this happen to me? This is terrible. My life's never going to be the same. Blah, 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 blah. We whine. But it doesn't help us heal. All it does is make us worse. So I did not become the victim. And I encourage everyone to ask for prayer whenever a certain circumstance needs it. Don't hesitate. And if you don't believe right now, try it when you need it. Because I didn't believe at that time I was so new to this teaching. And now, daily, I pray for myself and others and the world. I give thanks. Thanks is actually a prayer in itself. It blesses a person or thing we thank. And it blesses us. It blesses us when we pray as well as receiving a blessing of the prayer. So I give thanks, which is a prayer, as I said, in itself, to those who prayed with me and for me, and who continue to pray with me and for me. I pray daily, and I have a daily affirmation, and I'm very happy to share it with everybody. And I'll say it several times a day. I am healed, whole, and healthy.
Later.
So, you're welcome. Hey everybody, hi again, I'm Janis Garibay, and this is my little demonstration talk. So, when I asked myself what demonstrations have I seen for myself, I realized that the answer is not one thing. It is a way of being that is unfolded over time. What stands out most clearly for me is the healing of a lifetime focus on self-deficiency and the return to love for myself, love for my husband, my family, and even when relationships felt strained. I have found a peace within myself that does not depend on circumstances. I have experienced profound emotional, mental, and physical healing. As awareness grows, healing unfolds. Long-standing chronic conditions and limiting patterns no longer have authority in my life. As awareness grows, healing follows. This healing did not come from denial, willpower, or trying to fix myself. It came from remembering the truth of who I am. Through the consistent and focused application of spiritual mind treatment, which is our 5-step form of affirmative prayer, along with meditation, self-reflection, gratitude, forgiveness, and service, and other practices, I began to experience what this teaching promises. That wholeness is not something we earn, but something we awaken to. Old emotional patterns have softened and released, not through force, but through self-love, compassion, and forgiveness. Each layer of healing has strengthened my faith, not just for the past, but for the present moment I am now living. That faith is not something I speak about in hindsight. It is what I'm actively living as I apply these principles in a present health challenge I'm dealing with. I am consciously programming my self-talk, bringing light to unconscious habits of failure-based thinking, and as my thinking changes, my experience changes. I find myself living from a higher place of love and peace with myself, with the world, and with the people around me. One of the greatest gifts of this healing is the call to support others. Service is not separate from healing. It is an expression. It brings meaning to my life in a way it never did before. I credit my transformation to God, to this teaching, and to the consistent application of spiritual principles. Low self-worth has been replaced with an orientation toward truth. Self-condemnation has given way to compassion, and a belief in brokenness has been replaced with a knowing of inherent wholeness. Today I see myself unfolding slowly, lovingly, and in perfect timing. Right now, my focus is on becoming a better human being, a better wife, mother, friend, professional, and citizen. I am committed to serving with excellence as a practitioner within this community. I remain open to what is next, even as I teach and support other practitioners, whether it's unfolding through service, ministry, or new ways of serving. I trust that Spirit will guide me in perfect timing. My demonstration is this: when we apply spiritual principles with sincerity and compassion, healing happens. When we remember who we are, life responds, and when we live from truth, the good naturally reveals itself. Thank you. I had quite a few, but because we want to hear from you as well, I'm just going to talk about one of them. And then I also have a demonstration from a client of mine, Colin, that she wrote out for us, so I'm definitely going to read that. So skipping along here, what I've learned that prayer is so powerful, and we move our feet. That's super important, and Reverend Steve talks about that on Sundays as well. Years ago, I asked for prayer to lose weight, and the practitioner prayed for willingness for me to eat well and exercise, and I was a little disappointed. I thought there would just be a miracle. Later, after a type 2 diabetes diagnosis, I began to listen to moving my feet. Through healthier eating habits, daily walks with my sweet dog, and a 12-step program, I've released over 30 pounds in the last couple years and gained emotional and spiritual freedom. I now trust this demonstration will hold. So I treated and I acted, and it was amazingly powerful. And now I'm going to read Colin's, a client of mine's, demonstration, which has been amazing to watch. And she wrote it and is probably watching on Zoom right now. She says, in June of 2005, I was diagnosed with triple negative metastatic breast cancer. This is a very aggressive and difficult to treat type of breast cancer, and I became very scared and depressed when I heard the diagnosis. I quickly realized medical treatment alone would not be enough. I knew in order to heal, I would need to change my thoughts and find my faith one. I had studied science of mind in the past and reached out to Deborah Perdue and asked if she would work with me. She helped me find faith and trust and believe it was possible to heal. She helped me write a treatment that we have modified over time. I read it every day. We have sessions whenever I feel my cloak of faith slipping off. I have also started a daily meditation practice and reflection time. I shared my affirmations with family and friends and asked them to pray and affirm with me. Deborah also shared my treatment with other practitioners, so I felt I had a whole army of prayer warriors. I first had some small demonstrations of the power of prayer. For example, I found out there was a treatment that could be very beneficial for me, but my insurance would not cover it. I asked for it and practiced affirmative prayer, and within 2 weeks I was told my insurance had agreed to cover the treatment, and I would be able to start on it by the end of that week. And I remember that because they first said no, and then everyone prayed, and they ended up saying yes. Also, I lost my hair during the prior treatment. I asked for affirmation that my new treatment would allow my hair to grow back, and within 3 months my hair was back, so I no longer needed to wear a head covering. However, the most dramatic demonstration has been affirming that my tumors are shrinking and having that demonstrated on my PET scans. Since I started my new treatment, I have had 2 PET scans, and each one has shown that the tumors have shrunk further. I continue to know that I will have positive results, and soon I will be able to report that there is no evidence of disease in my body. I'm so thankful to all the people who have supported me and prayed for me. I truly believe in the power of prayer and know it has helped me and healed me and delivered me radiant health. And I also want to say about her demonstration, she took action as we went along. I know if she had stayed in fear and worry, all of this wouldn't have happened. She was strong in her faith as time went on and reached out for prayer and practiced gratitude. This spring, she's going to be going to Hawaii with her husband, something she thought impossible last fall. Thank you.
Well, it is my honor to get to read a demonstration from Paula Peterson, since she is unable to be here with us today. So this is from Paula. My prayer was the highest and best for my son Jacob. The demonstration. His life was saved by a liver transplant on Monday, January the 19th. My prayer for Jacob has always been for his highest and best. I don't know what is best for him, his soul, his life. I know that as his mother, my wish was to see him grow and love life. And it was also out of my hands. We visited many hospitals this past year. We had near-death experiences more times than is believable. We were told his only hope was to get on the transplant list, which is no small feat. He got on the list December 2025, but January 2nd was admitted to OHSU hospital for a bacterial infection, which took him off the list. On January 12th, he had another bleed and almost died. While in ICU, the surgeon came by and said that Jacob was relisted and that they had a liver. Jacob was barely hanging on and doesn't remember any of this. The surgery started around 10. At 11, he called and said that the surgery was riskier than they had thought, and it did not look good. He gave me the option of closing Jacob up and bringing him back to ICU, which we agreed was a death sentence. Even if he was alive when another liver came, he wouldn't be strong enough to withstand surgery. So I said, go ahead with the surgery. Ralph and I spent the afternoon praying. The nurse called best updates throughout the afternoon. The surgery was finished by 8 p.m., truly a miracle. A second surgery followed on Wednesday, and everything looked good with the liver functioning properly. Because he was so sick, his recovery has been much longer than normal. He is soon to be transferred to an inpatient rehabilitation place for intensive PT. His spirits are good, but he is very tired of being in the hospital. We talk often about his miracles. So many needed to happen to bring him here. Jacob and I will both be home in approximately 3 months as per transplant team instructions. I continue with daily prayer, learning the lessons that I am here to learn on this journey. I gratefully acknowledge our GP CSL family as an important part of my family's support system. No matter where I am, I feel that love is gratefully returned. Thank you for your love and support. Paula.
So now, I'd like to hear from a few people. We are running out of time, but a few people for a couple minutes each. Anybody who would like to share? And raise your hand if you would like to. Let's see, Kaylin is very excited to share.
If you hear this sound, I'm
Oh,
being
good,
bragging
Becky.
of 2 minutes. I will give you a little ding and then everybody else do it, okay? Thank you.
Maybe you can talk about that. Come a little closer. Okay.
I had knee surgery in June. As you can see now, I'm walking around and still have the cane, it's good. But my parallel prayer was the night before the knee surgery, I was laid in bed and I thought, okay, I'm gonna do the 5 treatment steps. And I didn't write them down, I just said I'm gonna do them. So I went through the 5 steps, went into the surgery the next day. The surgeon guy is awesome. So I came out and I said, oh, very little pain. So the prayer worked. I also had a heart valve replaced when I had a similar experience like Bucky did. And they heard a heart murmur. And they said, well, we need a new valve. So I got a new valve. I'm perfectly healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Roxanne.
You're gonna have to come up all the way.
My name is Roxanne, and about a year or so ago, I started experiencing a lot of different health things, not knowing where they're coming from, and one thing after another kept happening. I kept hearing messages here about trusting the process, trusting my doctors, knowing that I had perfect doctors in place who knew what to do. And then I had the master medicine practitioner, the creator, on my side. I go through a lot more things. It seemed to get worse rather than better. One by one, answers started presenting themselves. And by the end of this last year, I was not working as much, which was kind of scary. I was going through my savings account, which was really scary. But I kept on trusting the process and trusting the prayers and sharing with people and sharing online prayer requests constantly. And the last 3 months, they found 2 different solutions to 2 different problems, which were really key in what was going on. About 3 weeks ago, I was ready and able to go back to work. I've been able to come back here and participate because I was not able to make it here. That was really terrible. I like Zoom, but I don't like seeing the back of your heads. So, and the hugging was not there. You know, you don't feel well, you just don't hug. And I was getting sick often, and that was healing. There's still some things that need, challenges that need to be addressed, but I know that I keep on coming here, I keep on listening to the words, I keep on practicing. I am getting better at daily meditation. I was not really good at it before. But, and also listening to everything the practitioners and Reverend Steve say to me. So I'm really grateful.
I'm new to the center. I have 2. So the first one is really kind of amazing. So my stepmother came here, or not here, but to a center of spiritual living, I think in Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara, that's where my stepmother went to, the center of spiritual living. And she prayed that I would go to a center of spiritual living. And that was 20 years ago. So now that's the demonstration of her prayer that I would come here. So that I'm the demonstration of that. And then a few weeks ago, I was asking to know, like, if my higher self, whatever, to just know that subconscious higher self better. And my son had, like, he does this to me. He's really tricky. I have this thing where when I'm sleeping, I'll say yes to anything. It's horrible. And I do so while I'm asleep and don't know it. It's like sleep talk or something. And I'll give him the keys to my car and say, yes, you can take my car and drive. So what I've done is I've locked, like I have a little key on my, under here I have a little key pinned to my undershirt. And I wear it all the time, and that's a safe. So I have to actually unlock the safe to get the keys out of the safe. So I don't just give him my keys or my wallet, you know, because it's happened before. Anyway, so I actually had given him the key to the safe at night and telling him he could take the car. Anyway, I didn't want to. But then I said, what? I did what? No, you know you can't do that. Stop doing that. Stop talking to me while I'm sleeping. You know that that's against the rules. You know, and I kind of got upset about it. And I go, well, you know, my key is not on my shirt now. So that's a problem. Because I don't know where the keys are. I don't know. I can't get my car keys out of the safe now because I lost the key to my safe because it's not on my shirt because you talked to me while I was sleeping and now I don't know where I put it. And so I said, well, higher self, I have to find it. If I was sleeping, then I know where it is. And I looked at myself and I said, it's under the sheet, under the very last sheet. And I had no idea, and I looked at it, and there it was, sitting where I saw it in my mind's eye. Thank you.
That's gonna be it because of going over. But thank you, everybody. And then Becky has a closing prayer for us. And we'll also do the closing song.
Let us go into the silence one more time together. Here. Knowing that these demonstrations that have been shared today and this service with all the wonderful stories, ideas, practices, everything is available to us. And I am so grateful that all of these manifestations have been shared today. I know that as we each go forward from this time forward, that we are divinely guided, spiritually uplifted, and blessed with joy, with peace, with unity, with divine, vibrant health, and all that our hearts truly desire, brought forward in prayer and affirmation and sharing. I know that we go forward from this time truly, truly blessed. And I am so grateful for that truth. So together we say, and so it is. So let us stand. Okay?
I forgot the offertory. You have to do the offertory.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, let's sing God is my source.
So you are welcome to hold your gift over your heart. You're just giving yourself, not a physical gift today. That's just a gift.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. One more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Okay, one more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
that we could say together, Kaylin?
Okay, since the plates have already been passed, we're just going to do a blessing for the offertory today. Thank you all for being here. We know the money that has been given today goes out to do great works in the world and also great works here at Grantstown Center for the Living. This is how we keep going. By the tithes and gifts that we receive from you. We are grateful. We are happy. We are a thriving center. In spite of all that's going on in this world, you come here for love, prayer, and camaraderie. So I bless this money that was given today to do its work as it was supposed to. And so it is.
So it is.
Really sing the peace song. Should we get up and make a circle?